The existing IBA Act regulates broadcasting on private radio and television stations. And the newly proposed IBA Act would extend to regulating the public broadcasters like NBC TV and radio stations. And this would be a welcome thing, because public broadcasters have long been accused of getting away with broadcasting content biased in favor of whichever party is in government. So potentially, public broadcasters would be held accountable for not being independent and impartial. But I think what's really caught the eye of most members of the public is the proposal by the Minister of Information and Broadcasting to regulate, i.e. license, online broadcasting and content, which includes podcasts and blogging. Now, why would regulating this online content even be necessary? The suggestion is that online media is the wild, wild west and can't be controlled. Currently, online media is unregulated in most countries and is subject only to the prohibition of content that infringes on the rights of others. So, for example, defamation, hate speech, infringement of copyright, infringement of trademark. These are all things that are currently regulated and that podcasts and online broadcasting is subject to currently. But not licensed. You're not required to have a license to do these things at the moment. It's worth listing the countries that do regulate online broadcasting. And these are as follows: China, Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Belarus, Burma, Eritrea, and Turkmenistan. And if you've been paying attention to this list, as you can see, these are all very well-established dictatorships that do not respect freedom of expression. However, interestingly enough, in April of 2023, a new law came to effect in Canada, which, as you know, is an established Western democracy. And that law aims at regulating online streaming. According to the publication CBC, the Canadian Radio Television Commission has taken its first step in implementing the Online Streaming Act, which was enacted in April 2023. And the regulatory body announced that streaming services like Spotify and Netflix will need to register their information with the Canadian Radio Television Commission. So obviously this has received a lot of criticism from observers who see this as a reach too far, a violation of freedom of expression in what should be a liberal democracy. So if Zambia does decide to enact the new IBA Act, what will be the potential consequences for freedom of expression in our country? With the existing IBA Act, we have seen the law being weaponized against independent broadcasting houses, such as private